welcome to my channel. My name is Mia and today I have an enormous book haul for you. These are books that I have been collecting in the last 3 weeks or so. I have not bought all of these books. Some of these books have been gifted to me. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So the first two books are part of the same series, and that is Ignite Me and Unite Me, and these are part of the Shatter Me trilogy, and this is by Tahereh Mafi. I hope I pronounced your name right. Anyways, I got this too at Barnes & Noble because I have all the other books and I actually plan to read Unravel Me this month. The next book was actually given to me. It was a gift from a friend, and it's Grey Mountain, and this is by Grisham, and all I know about it is that it is supposed to be like a suspense thriller kind of book. It follows a young girl. She loses her job when the recession hits in 2008, and she ends up having to move to a small town. Apparently she starts to discover some town secrets and stuff like that, and some people are willing to kill for those secrets to remain secrets. So it's supposed to be something like that, and I love suspense thriller. The next book is also a gift. This one is The Drop and is by Michael Connely. I think this is part of a series because it says it's a Harry Bosch novel. It follows the detective Harry Bosch, and I guess there's a series of novels. I just have to find out if there is an order to the series, because I know there's some series that don't necessarily are in orders. Like sometimes it's just about a specific character in a specific world, but it doesn't matter the order in which you read it. So I want to check because I don't know for sure, but I think this one is one of those that you don't need to read the entire series to be able to read a book in the series. It sounds interesting. I love detective stories. I love suspense stories, thrillers, all that kind of stuff. So I'm very excited for it. These two books I got at book outlets, and in the previous order they had sent me this like $5 coupons. I guess everyone was getting them with those orders, so I decided to go and use them before they expire. And since I bought this in October when I was extremely into like horror and stuff like that due to the Halloween spirit, I guess. The first book here, this one I believe is about a woman who wakes up every day and she's next to a different man, and she doesn't remember anything. So the man tells her that he is her husband and all of that good stuff, but she's not so sure. Eventually she finds this psychologist who's been treating her for her memory loss and whatnot, and things get much more complicated, and I don't know much else about it, but it's supposed to be a thriller and suspense kind of book, so I'm very excited to read it. I've not seen the movie. This is the movie cover, of course, but I've not seen the movie, so I thought, why not read the book and then see the movie? It's by S.J. Watson. If you notice something different, I had to close the door. My husband got home and he's making some noise, and I didn't want you guys to hear it here. So moving on, the other book, Bird Box. This one, all I know of it is that it's supposed to be about a futuristic or a dystopian world where you can't look up at the sun because something bad will happen. I don't really know much about it. I just know that basically a woman takes her child or her two kids or whatever, and with their eyes covered has to travel through a certain distance to safety or something like that. I don't know much about it. I'll tell you more about it once I read it. I don't remember anymore, but all I know is that it's supposed to be a very scary one, and I've been trying to collect those. It is by Josh Malerman. The other book was given to me. This book was highly recommended by the person that gave it to me, and it's called 3 Cups of Tea, and this is by, it's really heavy, this is by Greg Mortenson and David Oliver Relin, and it's supposed to be about this man who goes back to, or who goes to his country after he grows up, you know, and he ends up building school for all of those who can't afford to go to school and stuff like that. And I don't know much about it, to be honest. All I know is that it's about building schools and giving kids the opportunity to learn, and I think that's wonderful and is very loved, as you can see, has been read many times. So I'm glad to have this particular copy of it, and I hope to read it probably on December, because I feel it's a very giving kind of book, and I feel that's very appropriate for the month of December with Christmas and all. So anyways, this is another book that was given to me. The next book, you guys have already seen it. I actually have a book review for this book. I've already read it, and this book was in my uppercase box for the month of October. So I will link all the books that have reviews or that I've already read and have made comments of it or whatnot. I will link all of that stuff below. But yeah, I love this book. Now the next 3 books are part of the same series, and I got them all a while ago. I got them in Barnes & Noble, I believe. And these are from the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I read Throne of Glass already, which I loved, and this is the reason why I ended up getting this ones. So currently I just started reading The Assassin's Blade. This is supposed to be a story of how the Throne of Glass began. So basically this is following Selena, which is the main character in Throne of Glass, and these are the events that led to the events that happen in Throne of Glass, if I'm making any sense. This is the before, okay? So I'm reading this one now before I continue with the second book in the trilogy, which is Crown at Midnight. And then I will read Heir of Fire. And I am missing the last book, which is Queen of Shadows, because I didn't see it in a paperback, and since all the ones I have are in paperback and they're cheaper, I decided to wait because I still have all of these ones to read anyways, and that will take me a little while. The next 3 books I got in the same place around the same time, and these ones are also part of the same series. Actually, it's the entire trilogy, and that is the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children trilogy. I already read Miss Peregrine Home for Peculiar Children, and I have a book review of it and everything, which again I'll link down below. But the copy that I read was my friend's, and I really liked it enough that I wanted to continue with the other 2 books, Hollow City and Library of Souls. But they had a special when I went, because Library of Souls had just come out, I think, and the thing is they had a special for all 3 of them that was much cheaper than if you were to get only this 2. So it made no sense since I didn't have the first one anyways. So I got all 3 of them, and this is by Ransom Riggs. I can't wait to read this other 2. So the next 4 books I'm going to be talking about are actual comic books. Anyways, I got all of these 4 recently on a comic bento box, and those are this ones right here. I did do an unboxing video for Comic Bento, so I'll link that down below. But basically it's Captain Marvel, and this is by Dominic Lopez. Then I got the Green Hornet, and these are all volume 1s by the way, and this is by Mark Waid, Daniel Indro, and Ronilson Freire. Hope I said that right. Then I got Harbinger, and this is by Joshua Dysart, Khari Evans, Louis Larosa, and Ian Hannin. And I got Orchid, which is by Tom Morello, Scott Hepburn, and Dan Jackson. And this one I already read and I really liked. But I'll talk more about this one on my wrap up for the month of November. Or I may do a book review on it, or a comic review, I don't know. I really like this, so I may do that. The next 2 are also comic books, and I am so excited. One of them I already read, and the other one I just can't wait to read it because I'm so very excited. So they're from the same kind of story, and they're all from Batman. So I got Batman the Killing Joke, which I already read and I really did like. It's by Alan Moore and Brian Rowland, and it was pretty awesome, so I'm very glad I got this. And the other one from the Batman series is the New 52, and it is Batman Eternal Volume 1. I cannot wait to read this. This just seems so amazing, and I absolutely adore Batman, so I can't wait to get into this one right here. I may do that this month of November. Before I forget, this one is by, it's a lot of people, so there you go. Then I got Sweet Tooth, and this was wonderful. I already read it and it was just fantastic. I loved it, can't wait to read more. And it's by Jeff Lemire, both the art and the storyline, and I thought it was just wonderful. I loved it. So, and I saved this one for last because it's my absolute favorite. It's the best thing I've bought in the entire year. I'm so excited about this, and that is the new Harry Potter version by J.K. Rowling, and I am so excited. It's illustrated by Jim Kay, and it is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. We're gonna eventually have the entire series. I'm so happy for this because I'm just so excited. It's absolutely beautiful. I am definitely gonna be reading this in December because, I don't know, Harry Potter always reminds me of Christmas. It is the most beautiful thing I've seen. Like, are you seeing how absolutely gorgeous this is? And the illustrations are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Look at that, that is so beautiful. I'm so excited. Over the moon excited with this one. This was the best thing I've ever gotten in my life, and I love it. I hope you enjoyed this video. These are all the books I've gotten in the last 3 weeks. I'm really holding my hand because I can't afford to buy many books at the moment. So I won't have many more hauls, but this was a pretty big one. It should be enough for a little while. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you very, very soon in another video.